prefer evening to afternoon. Afternoon kind of makes me sleepy, right? So, yeah, cheers. So we are out here to discuss a very straight topic. Use it or lose it. It's about IT, right? So instead of projecting me on the screen, yes, thank you so much. So this is use it or lose it. So what we're going to do, me and Vikram, over the next 35 minutes is to kind of take you through a couple of stories, right? These are not your usual soap operas, case stories, right? But these are stories from the real world. And there are only two rules if you're going to be here in this room. You need not switch off your mobile phones, right? It's an integral part of everyone's life. But if you have to take a call, kindly step outside. Second, please intervene when you have a question. And there's a third rule. For heaven's sake, if you find it funny, laugh. Please don't stifle yourself with small laughter behind the chair. It'll kill us. Put a lot of effort behind this. Is that a deal? Thank you so much. So use it or lose it. And this is a mantra. It's not about what technology you own. It's about how you use it. Yes, coming from a technology solutions provider like me is a sure shot way of telling my boss that this guy is not interested in meeting his numbers for the quarter, right? But then that's the reality. And what we're going to do is, we're going to take you through a journey wherein we will kind of convincingly establish the fact that it pays to maximize utilization. And helping us in this journey would be the experiences of a seasoned CIO like Vikram, and I will pitch in with whatever learnings I've had over the past 15, 16 years in this field. Now this is the very rough session flow, right? We can break all rules if you want, but then it all depends on the kind of interaction that you have with us. So we will look at a few things. We will look at learnings from life. Let's handle it a bit differently. Let's not go the IT way and technology way. Let's see as to what has life taught us. And if I'm successful, then we'll probably have a link between life and business, the way we do business today, and the role technology plays in it. Then Vikram will step in, and the master storyteller that he is, he will tell you two incredibly true stories. These are not works of fiction. These are true stories that we've kind of gone through over a period of time. One would look at a buyer's misery. How many of you are buyers in this room? Is there any buyers?
One.
I'm sure Vikram, you'll find a lot of support. And then a store manager's bari dastan. A store manager, you walk into a retail store, you feel the store manager is leading a comfortable life. Probably he leads one of the most uncomfortable lives. Any store managers here? Probably not. They're busy tending to the stores, right? So we will look at the store manager's perspective as well. We will look at the moral from these stories. Okay, now here, please don't get upset, don't get depressed, right? Morals are learnings from these two stories that we are going to talk about, and we're going to make it as interesting as possible. And finally, we will talk about the importance of making it, using it right. Okay, all set? Only the right side is set, the left side isn't. All set? Thank you. Okay, now tell me, what is common here? What is this? What do you see in the car? You'll have to kind of behave like Arjun now, okay? He sees a right indicator. Very good. What is this? It's a helmet. What does it do? Protects the head. What is this? Bridge. Okay, what I intended was a foot over bridge, but I'll still give it to you. What is this? That's a pedestrian, so-called pedestrian zebra crossing, right? We might find an actual zebra crossing the road in India than this. What is this? Oh my God, you really recognize this? Good. Now what's the problem here? What's common to these? I can't hear it. Nobody uses it. Are they there? You see them? Do they vanish? I had a lovely Facebook message the other day saying, gentlemen, very, very important message coming your way. There's been an important discovery which has happened. Under the steering wheel of your car is a shaft, which if you either take it up or down, will tell the world where you intend to go. What is that? No one's using that shaft. It's the indicator shaft, right? So we have it, but we won't use it. But why? Why so difficult? Let's ask this gentleman. And probably he's representative of all of us. Now, believe me, when I'm talking of all this, I'm also putting myself in the same picture, right? I'm also guilty of the same things. I'm not aware. I'm not aware red means stop, right? I don't care. I don't want to get controversial out here, so I won't say the next statement. Not sure how it will help. Now that's very strange. I'm not sure if I turn the right indicator on and I turn right, how it will help, right? If I turn the right indicator on and turn left, then I guess we will know how it helps. It's complicated. How many times have you felt this? Right? I can't learn new tricks. I've been doing this over the years. I have what I need, don't I? I have a car which takes me from point A to point B. It's okay. Once in a while I don't use the indicator, right? Now, this is where you'll have to keep this in your mind as we go into the next section. This is about life. This is about instances in life wherein you've seen as to there are things, there are technologies, there are stuff available which will help you lead your life in a much better manner, but we simply don't use it. Are you getting the drift? Two guys said yes, so he's the only one who's swimming against the current. Do you get the drift? Yes, so that's 3.5 guys. Good. So it's out here that I hand control over to Vikram as he will take you over the next few minutes in terms of how the reality in business is no different from the scenarios that I just mentioned in life. Vikram, over to you.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me at the back? Okay, so I just want to say one thing. I'm not a master storyteller, as you said. I'm just a storyteller, okay? I'm going to tell you facts and whatever has happened in real life. So as he said, business imitates life, yeah? So what if I looked at my business from the outside in, okay? Or the inside out, knowing that I'm not using certain things in my business. You know, how would I go about figuring out how to use it? Else I will lose it. So how about if I looked at it from the outside in? That's one way to look at it. And the other, as I said, is the inside out. Yeah? So I'll talk to you about two scenarios, okay, of a company. Let's take, hypothetically, it's an apparel firm, okay, where just to give the people who are not the buyers a little bit of a background, a context. Typically, in a private label apparel firm, you have a buyer who decides the range of the product, okay. In deciding the range, there's a lot of back and forth that goes on between a buyer and the vendor, the supplier who's going to manufacture the product and get it to the store. Now these guys go through a whole lot of back and forth, and they decide on a certain sample that this is what my product's going to look like. Once they've decided on the product, they go ahead and place their orders and actually then go ahead and do that. Now you can understand if a buyer is going to be designing a whole line for a store, okay, how many samples do they have to create, and you know, what detail do they need to go and get into? So if any one of you has bought a t-shirt or a shirt or a lady's blouse in a store, you would probably realize the amount of detail that goes into it from a buttons, from a pockets, etc. perspective, okay? So there's a lot of back and forth that goes in. Communication needs to be clear, crystal clear, and people